Hi there, my name is Tracy Wagner and I am a makeup artist with Seint Beauty, and I am going to share with you what do we do when our first order arrives and you have all this stuff and you're not sure, you don't remember. So want to walk you through step by step what to do as soon as you get your first order. Most people start out with what we call the starter kit, and that's your 2 highlights, your contour, and a lip and cheek, and possibly 1 or 2 brushes. So that's what I've got here. This is a palette that holds your, it's called the Quad. It is meant to hold 4 tins. And so when you get your Seint Beauty makeup, it's all cream, and they come in little tins like this. And so you simply slide it open, and you take the tin and you just pop it in to your palette, and it's all magnetic and it stays in there, not going anywhere. So this is my everyday palette. It's very messy, I apologize. Yours will be nice and new and smooth. This is linen. This is what I use for brightening. This is Aura. This is my all over shade. Think of that as your foundation. Contour is Astoria. And then you can tell I really love my Desert Sunset. And so those are the 4 colors that I'm going to use today. This is actually a compact that holds 8. And so top layer, I've got some eyeshadows, and then the quad that holds the 4. There's no right or wrong way to order your compact. I do recommend that you go bigger because most people fall in love with Seint and you want to add to your collection. But if you went with the quad, then that's exactly what you need to get started. I'm going to use 2 brushes today. These are the 2 brushes that I purchased with my first order of Seint makeup. This is the Multitasker, and this is the 3D. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to gently tap into linen. I'm not gonna swipe. I'm not moving product from where it is in the tin. I'm just tapping enough to get some on the end of my brush. And you'll learn very quickly how much product you need to get the look that you're going for. I tend to go very light to medium application and very natural. I do a lot of neutral colors. And so first place I concentrate on is right under my eyes. And you can see that I've already done my eye makeup. There's no correct or incorrect order of operations here. Some people do their eye makeup before, some people do it after, some people don't do anything other than a little mascara. It's just whatever is comfortable for you. Next thing I want to do, I want to focus on that inner corner and help color correct or diminish some of that discoloration that I've got under my eyes. Everything that I do with my makeup is in an effort to make things look more uplifted and make me look more awake. So I will brighten my T-zone, swipe down the bridge of my nose. Again, I'm still using my brightener, which is the lightest highlight in my palette. Tap right on the Cupid's bow, and then right in the center of my chin. All right, now I'm ready to put on my all over highlight, which is Aura for me. Basically, I want to tap Aura everywhere on my face that I'm not gonna have another color. So I'm avoiding where I've already put my brightener. I'm avoiding, for the most part, where I'm gonna put my contour and where I'm gonna put cheek color. And so this is called stippling. When you tap the brush on your face, that's called stippling. And so we don't wanna swipe. I don't wanna move the product from where I'm placing it. And I certainly don't wanna do anything that's gonna stretch my skin. And so I'm just tapping it on. And you can already see that as I'm doing it, it's already blending. That's because as the cream makeup sits on my skin, it's warming up and it just becomes easier and easier to blend. Some people like to get all of the product on and then blend. I'll be honest, I do it every different way. But today, to get you started, I want to show you how to do your all over highlights first. So your highlighter and your brightening highlight, because some people don't use contour. So if you choose not to contour, or that's not something that you need, or you just don't like it, you would just take your highlight up, focus on this area where you may not have contour, just to give you the coverage that you want. But you can see I've left this skin pretty bare because I'm gonna put cheek color and contour there. I did my eyeshadow already. So again, no right or wrong. If I'm in a hurry, I may not even do eyeshadow, but many times I do it after I put on my face. But again, it's just personal preference and whatever habits you develop. Okay, that's pretty well blended. I am gonna go over it at the end and it'll just continue to kind of not settle in, but just set on my skin. And we'll have a really pretty finished, polished look by the time I'm done. Okay, for contour, I'm gonna use my finger. I think it's easier for me to get my placement right. And so the first place I contour is about the top third or so of my forehead. And I'm just creating a rainbow on the top there. And that's gonna create a shadow. And that's what helps give us the 3D appearance that we're going for. Next place that I contour is my cheekbones. So look, corner of my eye, and then trace it down to right where my cheekbone kind of rolls into that hollow part of my cheek. And then I'm just creating a line. And if I got my placement right, which it looks like I did, if I continued this line, it would end at the top of my ear. You don't want to go too low with your contour or it will drag your face down. And remember, I'm going for awake and uplifted. Okay, the next place I contour is my jawbone. And so we want to go ear to ear. If you already have a nicely defined jawbone, you want to go just underneath, not down on your neck, just where your jawbone kind of rolls underneath. I don't have a well-defined jawbone, so I tend to go a little higher and bring that shadow up. And what that's gonna do for me, because I have a round face at the bottom, it's just, I call it cutting across this jowl. If you don't have that, consider yourself blessed. Don't worry about it. But I do cut across, and that's just gonna give me a slightly slimmer appearance to my face. Some people call it Spanx for your face. So I say yes, thank you very much. Okay, for my nose and my lips, I wanna make sure I have a clean brush. And I'm gonna show you how I contour my nose. I'm gonna dip into with the fluffy end of my multitasker brush, and I'm gonna do 2 lines right on the top of my nose. And that is going to give the appearance of just a little bit slimmer nose. I also like to define the little ball on the end of my nose. But again, it's just personal preference. And I contour my lips. So I smudge just a little bit underneath. And then I actually line my lips. And I overline just a little bit. And when you overline, that means you go outside the lip onto the skin. And it looks like I got a little bit where I don't want it, and that's okay, because I'm gonna smudge it out. You won't even know it was there. I tend to go a little bigger than some people are comfortable with. And you just find what works for you. And really it changes with whatever color I plan on using. So today I'm gonna show you Desert Sunset. First I'm gonna do my cheeks. I'm simply tapping into, let me see if I can show you. Tapping into Desert Sunset. If you had a darker color, more pigmented, or some of our satins that go on darker, you might not want to use as much product, but this is a very neutral, very natural color on me. And so I picked up a little more just to make sure I can see it. All right. See how I just blended that contour right into the cheek color? You shouldn't be able to see where the contour starts and the blush ends. You just want it to be cohesive. Okay, so let's blend some of this contour out. For my chin or my jawline, I want to use a downward motion and drag the color down onto my neck a little bit. We don't want any harsh lines on our face, and especially on our jawline. It's not like the 90s when I didn't know how to match my makeup and I probably walked around with that orange line. That's what we're not going for. Okay, so opposite motion for the forehead. I want to blend this into my highlight, but I also want to drag it up into my hairline so that you don't look at me later and see where that contour stopped. So it just it all blends in together. And then for my nose, I'm gently tapping because that's the thinnest skin. Your skin under your eyes and the skin on your nose is the thinnest skin. And there's no fat on our noses, so the product needs a little more time to sit. And if you swipe, you may move it from where you put it. And so again, I'm just tapping all of it in, making sure it's placed where I want it. I do multiple checks to make sure I haven't left any weird lines. And the last thing I'm gonna do is lip color. You can use your finger. I like to use the fluffy end of my multitasker. These colors mix really well, so if it's too light, you can always add something to it. But I like the way it looks by itself. And so now I just want to blur that contour so that you don't look at my lips and know, or make it look like I had on brown lip liner, because that's not the look we're going for. So just a really soft shadow to create the appearance of a slightly plumper lip. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do, there's other options. If you did an illuminator, if you have an illuminator in your kit, you would want to put illuminator on your cheeks. Some people like it across their forehead, dot the nose. Cupid's bow is a really popular place to put illuminator, and it just gives you a little bit of a glow and helps with a finished look. If you got bronzer, you want bronzer kind of framing your face here and then moving down into a triangle. Some people dot it on their nose. But the last thing I'm gonna do for your starter kit with your 4 colors is I like to just go over my face with the Perfector sponge. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna help to set the makeup. If I went a little heavy-handed anywhere, it's gonna pick up extra product. And it's gonna give the really smooth, finished, really polished look. I say that it looks like you're wearing a filter without a filter. And it's got the little pointy end so you can get in the corner. And again, like everything else, we're not swiping, we're just tapping. And it feels really good. This sponge is a lot smaller when it comes out of the package, and so you have to wet it and wring it out really well. I usually wrap it in a microfiber cloth and make sure that there's no extra moisture. But when it's really bouncy, that's how you know it's ready. Go over my eyes, and that'll just continue to help blend those colors that are already there. And that's it. That is a step-by-step how to use your starter kit that you just received from Seint. So I appreciate you watching. If there's anything that I can do to help you on your journey with Seint Beauty, I am happy to do that. And I really thank you for watching. Y'all have a great day.